Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Selection Saturday. I am your co-host, Nick. I am with Josh.
What's up?
And we're back. We finally, got week 1 out of the way.
And who won?
Okay, you're right. All right, we don't do introductions. So, I went 72-19. Josh went 73-18. The late slate on Saturday really killed me on our head-to-heads. On the season, I am 77-19. Josh is 74-22. So I still hold the lead by 3 wins. Of course, it's a long season. We won't linger on last week's games because we'll probably just be talking about them as we go through this week's slate since everyone's playing again except for Notre Dame. That's kind of a big one to leave out, but we'll go over that game when we get to Miami. Just a reminder, we do accept questions that you want answered on the show. Please feel free to comment. If you have, who is your sleeper to win the Heisman this year? We already did that, but we're far enough into the season where I'm not very confident about my Gio Lopez pick as my sleeper. So maybe it's time I reconsider.
It's been 1 week.
Yeah. And that was a really bad game for Gio. But we'll get to that. So why not start Friday. Only 2 days of games this week. James Madison versus Louisville. Louisville, 14.5 point favorites. They both are coming off impressive showing against FCS opponents. James Madison destroyed Weber State. Louisville beat the brakes off of Eastern Kentucky. Miller Moss did not have a good game against Eastern Kentucky. He threw 1 touchdown and 2 picks. And they still won by a lot. So it wasn't a very sustainable win for Louisville. But Isaac Brown did show that he's a big play guy. He had 2 big rushes. And James Madison's defense doesn't really jump off the page. So I'll just go with the ACC pick. I'll go with Louisville.
Not so fast, midget.
Wow.
I think Miller Moss can't get the win. I know they crushed them, but it's week 1. No one gives a crap. JMU's a stronger team. Give me JMU to upset the Cardinals.
True.
The real Cardinals.
Yes, the real ones, not the fake ones. All right, we're head-to-head in our first game of the week. One I hope we're not head-to-head on. Northwestern versus Western Illinois. So, Preston Stone made me look like a complete idiot on Saturday, throwing 4 picks against Tulane. And any hopes you had at Northwestern being a bowl-eligible team just went through the toilet in that game. So maybe if they were playing a decent FCS team, I would have considered an upset. But it's the Western Illinois Leathernecks. It's not happening. I'll go with Northwestern again.
Western Illinois sucks. Northwestern is Power 4. Preston Stone is horrible, but we're going to go Northwestern.
There we go. Northern Illinois versus Maryland. Maryland 18-point favorites. Northern Illinois had a very bad game against Holy Cross, who was a decent franchise, a little different, decent program they got going on there. No longer have Matthew Sluka. I don't know who they have now. It doesn't really matter to me. But Maryland showed enough in the FAU game last week to give me confidence that they will take care of a MAC team. Give me Maryland.
So Malik Washington, he's a new guy. And I like him a lot. I think he's great. I think he could beat the bolts off of Northern Illinois. And that's what they'll do.
Okay.
The Terrapins to win.
Eastern Washington versus Boise State. EWU making their first trip to an FBS stadium this year.
No.
Did Eastern Washington play last week?
I think so.
I don't remember that, but feel free to fact check.
They definitely did. Hold
on. Anyways, Boise State completely
Oh, never mind.
pissed the bed.
They played Incarnate Word.
They kind of just pissed everywhere in that game against South Florida. Made me look like a complete idiot again.
Made me look like less of an idiot.
Yeah. So Byron Brown actually is completely not who I said he was. And as a UCF fan, that makes me really upset. But as a Byron Brown...
don't you dare say...
I'm not a Byron Brown fan. I thought he was impressive in 2023. And I'm a fan of good quarterback play.
If you weren't here at 0-0, you can't be with us at 8-4.
Or they're at 1-0 right now, actually. So, if you want to jump on the Byron Brown bandwagon, feel free. I unfortunately am banned from it, but that's USF. This is Boise State, who got destroyed. I was saying they weren't the best Group of 5 team, and they clearly showed it. No longer is there a ranked Group of 5 team. Speaking of rankings, Eastern Washington, 1 vote in the FCS poll. Boise State.
I mean, if you start ranked, you should beat Eastern Washington, no matter how. Even if you were 2024 Florida State, you should still beat the bones off Eastern Washington. So Boise gets the win.
All right. Saturday. We started with a good one. In some people's eyes. Illinois versus Duke. Illinois killed Western Illinois as expected. Duke took care of Elon.
I wouldn't say Duke took care of Elon.
Yeah, they scored a few points. But maybe they phoned it in. I'm skeptical on both teams. But at the end of the day, I can't really back Duke here because they are a basketball school. And Illinois is becoming a basketball school, I'm aware. But maybe Luke Altmaier is... I trust Luke Altmaier more than Darian Mensah. And I'm a Darian Mensah fan. So I'm going to go with Illinois here.
I will concur. Luke Altmaier, 9th in QBR. Illinois, I think they just made it in the top 11. They're 11th now. They should beat Duke. Duke's not very good. I'm not sure why the line is 2.5. That makes it sound like a toss-up. This is definitely not a toss-up.
Northwestern State versus Minnesota. Guys, I'm so upset. I'm so upset that Buffalo didn't pull it off. I was really... And they were in that game, too.
Were they?
Yeah. You only saw the final score. I was watching that entire game.
Were they?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to say.
They had... Okay, so... Does Buffalo play this week? I have no idea, but I'm just going to talk about Buffalo right now. Roberson is not the answer. He looks so bad. He looks awful. If they're going to keep trotting him out at quarterback, then you can right off those MAC championship dreams, okay? Anyways, Minnesota, Northwestern State, that alone. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, Gophers, no question. The Gophers are going gold for a second week in a row.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Cyhawk. Iowa State versus Iowa. I mean...
First good game.
Interesting.
Well, not of the season. Of the week.
Xavier Williams for Iowa. Their running back. True to Iowa's history, they've got another good running back. Xavier Williams is awesome. He looked great. I forgot who they played. It was someone really bad, wasn't it?
Iowa?
Yeah.
They played... Yeah, it was...
Played someone awful. But Iowa State, they have 2 games under their belt. This is a rivalry game. I think they might be able to shut him down enough to give Rocco Becht and his guys some life, offense generating, and they're more of a complete unit. They've had that extra game under their belt. I'm going with Iowa State.
Iowa played UAlbany.
That's right.
And look, I know week 0, I didn't pick Rocco, even though I was a Rocco fan. That wasn't me. I don't know who that was. That was a fake. That was a fake me.
Right. Still appears on the score sheet, though.
Yeah, who cares? Because I'm going Rocco this week to crush Iowa.
At home.
Yes.
Okay. This is extremely confusing. Liberty versus Jacksonville State. Liberty favored by 6 points.
Nope.
Hello?
I'm not falling for it.
Hello? I feel like we're forgetting what happened last week. Liberty almost lost to Maine, who is not a world beater in FCS. And then you have Jacksonville State, who didn't look like they had a functional offense, but at the same time they were playing a Power 4 program. Compare that to Maine, and the fact that Jacksonville State is home. Jacksonville State should be favored by like a lot. Jacksonville State.
You want to know something funny?
What?
I just lied. I'm going to fall for it. I think that was a fluke game. And I think it'll get better. And I think this is the game that it gets better. I can picture it happening.
Oh, really? Tell us about your vision here, because that's always gone really good on the show.
Also, you did the wrong color.
Thank you.
I picture in what stadium? What's their stadium called?
That's not the match. Liberty Stadium.
No, it's at Jacksonville.
The Rich Rod Dome or whatever. He's not there anymore, but
I can see the scoreboard. I can picture it, and it's gonna be 21-10. Liberty wins.
Okay. Ugh. East Texas A&M versus Florida State. I guess it's time we talk about the elephant in the room. Florida State proved us both wrong. Beat Bama. First time they lost in the season opener, and since before I was born. But they get to recuperate here with East Texas A&M. Pretty sure they lost to like SMU last week.
Recuperate. They won.
Yeah. Well, they're tired after their win.
No, they're not. They steamrolled. They were joking around near the end of the game.
It's really hard to tell between a circus and Florida State football, because they do have a circus program at FSU. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Florida State, FSU doesn't lose to these teams. They beat Charleston Southern last year when they were god awful. So,
been a fan of Tommy since he was at Boston. I know that was last year, but I think, it's East Texas A&M. There's not much to say, but I think we should see something. We should see a lot from Florida State in the future. Can't believe I just said that.
We move on to another really, really good game. Hopefully. As long as Sawyer Robertson locks in. It's Baylor versus SMU. I know it doesn't show it on the stat sheet because I'm pretty sure Sawyer Robertson ended with like 420 passing yards in that game against Auburn. But he just didn't look like himself in that game. I was watching it, I'm like, he's just not looking like last year's Sawyer Robertson. And that's, you know how I think about Sawyer Robertson. He's just one of those Big 12 quarterbacks. Granted, he was consistent. He was very good. I'm pretty sure he led the league in completion percentage or whatever, which is, a great edge to have, and he just wasn't completing passes. Which is why they lost and made me look like an idiot. So until I see something out of Sawyer, I'll keep picking my guys, the Methodists, the Southern Methodists, SMU.
Don't like SMU. Never have liked SMU. That's a lie. I liked them last year until they got walloped by yours truly. But
You did it.
yeah, it was me.
Okay.
But there is something to be said about. I mean, people forget. I mean, they were so good last year. People forget they are a new Power 4 team. Baylor's been around the block a couple times. They know how this works. I'm going Baylor.
Okay. That's our third head-to-head?
Yep.
Third head-to-head. Central Mich versus Pitt. Pitt favored 21.5 points. Good job, Central Michigan.
Are you going to go Maction?
We'll get to that. Great job. Representing the MAC. Taking advantage of San Jose State. Nick Nashless San Jose State, which he kind of taxed all their aura after he left. So there's no more aura left in San Jose. Which is why they lost that game. They were just so... there was a void that cannot be filled. And that's why he missed all those kicks, their kicker. Meanwhile, over Pitt, killed Duquesne. Wasn't close. And when you put these two teams together, there's a very large talent gap. It's a long way of saying Pitt by a million.
I don't like the MAC teams.
What the hell, man?
Pitt, definitely don't like Pitt. But, you know, they got a 5-star quarterback, ex-5-star. There's not much to say about that.
Holstein was a 5-star?
I believe so.
Wow. Okay.
He was
It's probably on a graphic somewhere that I remember. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, but Pitt by a mile. 2 miles, actually.
Dare you say a country mile. UVA versus NC State. So, this pick flip-flopped for me.
Never mind, he was not a 5-star.
Okay.
He was a 4-star.
Whatever. This pick flip-flopped for me 3 times. So, my original thinking was NC State looked about as advertising as ECU, beaten by, 1 score?
I think it was 2.
Was it 2?
Yeah.
They beat them close. And then UVA looks incredible against Coastal Carolina. I know Coastal Carolina, far cry from what they were. I think I said that last week. And I love me some Wolfpack. They were my team in last year's Military Bowl. But this seems like a revitalized UVA team who's looking to show something here. So I picked UVA. Then I received word that Chandler Morris got injured in that game. Because I wasn't watching UVA versus Coastal Carolina. So I flipped over to NC State because Chandler Morris is the driving force behind this UVA team. Then, 2 hours before we're recording this, I received word that he is expected to play. Now, I might even change here again because we saw what happened to Mike Alejado last week. He was, or I guess this week, week 1, where he was injured, but he still played, and he had to leave halfway through because he was, A, not playing a good game, and B, he re-aggravated his injury. I don't know how serious it is for Chandler Morris. And NC State is very capable of beating a UVA team. And I'm probably I can't risk it. I'm changing my pick last minute. NC State.
See, I'm not a baby like you. I take the risk. I'm a risk. That's my job. I'm a risk taker. I'm a self-employed risk taker.
Oh, okay.
So, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say, that your NC State pick is BS, and I'm going UVA to wallop on your little wolf pack.
Okay. Go Pack, guys. UConn versus Syracuse. So, I've got a complaint. I downloaded the UConn app to watch UConn versus Central Connecticut, and I completely forgot about it until like the third quarter. And I just wanted to tune in to see what was happening. And
Are you crying?
no.
Okay.
And the video feed was cut. They didn't have a video feed. What the heck, man? So I didn't get to watch that game. Meanwhile, Syracuse is getting ripped apart by Tennessee. And after 1 week, I don't know how to profile either of these teams, especially UConn, who's just, I don't know what they're going to do this year. It's still kind of a question mark. They had a great year last year. Who knows what happens this year? I don't know if I want to reach for them. Even though Syracuse didn't look great against Tennessee, I think I can still pick them over UConn. Even though they're only 6.5-point favorites.
Look, Syracuse looked like straight butt. But they're not UConn butt. And I think that goes... I think there's no way Syracuse doesn't win this. UConn has historically never been a giant killer. So I'm just going to go Syracuse and call it a day.
Okay. Kent State versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech just keeps scheduling these awful teams because they played Arkansas Pine Bluff last week, who is one of the worst FCS schools, and now they play Kent State, which is basically a mid-tier FCS school. Yeah, Kent State can just take their check and go home. They broke their win streak last week against Merrimack. Made me, tell me if you heard this before, look like an idiot. Did you see that kick return touchdown by Darealist Clark?
Yes.
What a name.
Yep. All name team. I don't even know why you need me to say anything. Texas Tech is top 25 team. Kent State shouldn't even be a team.
It's a bottom 1 team.
They should make that. They should make a bottom 25.
Here's what I'm thinking. I think they go back to the original college football playoff format, but the 4 worst teams, and the loser gets relegated.
I would want relegation, but no,
they can't do that.
Yeah,
they can't sustainably do that.
Because then everyone would need to have a big stadium. And
yeah. Yeah, Texas Tech. On to another riveting game here. San Jose State versus Texas. Both teams coming off disappointing losses. Should we talk Ohio State versus Texas?
Yeah, why not?
Guys, why did we hype up this game? Why did we make this the game? Why did we rank these teams so high? Why is Ohio State the number 1 team in the league, in the nation? Are we sure? I did not see a number 1 team out there. Penn State should be ranked number 1 right now.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they gave a can of whoop up to Nevada. And meanwhile, Texas and Ohio State are out here
Pillow fight.
Kicking that can across the street. That was an awful game. I didn't get to watch most of it because I was at work for most of the noon slate. But I watched highlights. I saw the stat sheet, and those two showed me all I needed to know. Arch Manning and Julian Sayin are both inexperienced college quarterbacks who shouldn't have had this week 1 matchup. And I'm very disappointed that we all thought this would be a good game. Not me, though. I was probably quoted as saying I was not excited for this game last week.
Yeah, you were.
Anyways, Texas.
Arch. He didn't do the worst I've seen.
That's fair.
He's not putting up DJ numbers, but he's no Heisman. And I think they should have scheduled this game later.
Exactly.
That would have been a better game. But it was a pillow fight because both quarterbacks have taken Julian's never taken a snap of. Actually, no, he probably did a little bit last year. But both of them have barely taken any snaps of college football reps, and if they did against ULM. So it was hard to watch. I stopped watching it, but give me Texas.
All right, number 1. Well, could have been number 1 if they won that game. To number 2, FIU versus Penn State. They both beat down their lesser opponent last week. Penn State to Nevada, FIU to Bethune-Cookman. It's Penn State. You go Penn State here.
You don't even have to ask me.
Yeah. Kennesaw State versus Indiana. Indiana favored by
I'm going FIU.
By 36 points. You might want to
What?
say Penn State.
No, I'm going FIU.
It's hard to tell if you're joking or... All right. Kennesaw State versus Indiana. Shocker, Mendoza didn't look very good last week. I've been telling everyone this. I haven't been telling people necessarily, but I've been holding my opinion that Fernando Mendoza has got to be the most overhyped quarterback in all of college football. Other than like your like young quarterbacks that are leading, like Julian Sand, whoever Bama's
Ty
Simpson. Julian Sand, Arch Manning, they're overhyped as hell. But for guys who have played college football snaps, I don't see it in Fernando Mendoza. But that doesn't mean that they're going to lose to Kennesaw State. The loss of Curtis Rourke will impact this team eventually. It won't be here. Kennesaw State almost beat Wake Forest. If they had converted on a missed extra point or a missed field goal, they would have won that game. That's kind of crazy. Wake Forest sucks. But Indiana.
Mendoza, I love Rourke. Mendoza might be better than Rourke.
What?
You're just not ready. You're just not seeing the vision.
I'm not sipping this Kool-Aid. It's poison.
You need to just clear your mind of Signetti and how he pisses everyone off, and just
I don't give a damn about Signetti. I watched Cal football last year against Florida State. They lost to Florida State last year. Florida State beat 2 teams. One of them was Cal, one of them was Charleston Southern. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so Boston was one of the worst teams last year, and who was their quarterback?
College?
Yes.
They benched Castellanos, did they not?
Yes. Oh wow, yeah, they benched him.
Yeah.
And guess where he is now? He's beating up Alabama.
They shouldn't have benched Thomas Castellanos. Let's be completely
But they did,
honest.
and they did it for a reason.
They benched Milroe too, so
Indiana.
whatever. Utah State versus Texas A&M. Texas A&M favored by 30. Texas A&M's just going to Texas A&M this game and just half-ass it like they did with UTSA. They won't cover it. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but they're not going to cover the 30-point spread, but they're going to beat Utah State. Give me Texas A&M.
All right. Where are we? Oh.
The game that you haven't talked about yet?
Yeah. Utah State, Josh Cooney, shout out. So, Texas A&M, this is one of the games that they win. This is one of their 8 games.
Yep, one of their 8 games.
It's all downhill from here, though. It's not going to be great.
A run out of wins.
Yeah, go Texas. Hook 'em. I mean, no, don't. Aggie them.
Now, they have their own phrase. I forgot it. It's really weird, though. Whatever. Wake Forest versus Western Carolina. When I think Western Carolina, I think JT Poston. That's his alum. JT Poston, famous PGA Tour golfer.
That's fair. I would, too.
He's probably their best alum. Sure as hell anyone on the football team right now. Wake Forest needs to prove that they're not worse than Kennesaw They're not like the new Kent State of the ACC. So I think Wake Forest will hopefully bounce back here, but gosh, I don't know. There's no line on this one. Maybe Western Carolina would be favored here. Wake Forest.
Okay, so Wake. There's no line. If it's no line, I'm picking the favorite. That makes no sense. I can't.
So there actually is not a favorite.
Which means it's an equal game. Means I'm going Western Carolina. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Wake Forest. You wish.
I do kind of wish.
Hey, my Central Connecticut pick was close.
Okay. Howard versus Temple. Let's talk about Temple.
Okay.
What a win.
Yeah.
What a huge performance for Temple.
Agreed.
I think that they showed that this year they actually might be able to... It was against UMass. Granted. But they, killed UMass. So, they're not UMass level. And Evan Simon looked really, really good. If they lost that game, I still would have picked him over Howard. But let's go Temple, man. This is a year that they maybe make a bowl game. How about that?
Huge Temple fan here. Second favorite team in Pennsylvania.
Well, I mean, they're your first favorite team in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I guess.
Just above Drexel.
Maybe the Dragons. But Temple is going to win this. They're going to start 2-0. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great day in the world of a Temple fan. I mean, I am one. So it's going to be a great day.
Okay. Idaho State versus New Mexico.
New Mexico.
So, both teams showed more than we expected in their recent games. And I was going to think about Idaho State maybe possibly putting up an upset against a sorry franchise without Devin Dampier. But Idaho State lost to Southern Utah by multiple scores last week. So, unfortunately, I will be going to Mexico here.
I gotta do one of these a week. You know, gotta love Idaho. They offer a lot. And I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about the elongated stem from the top of the state.
The panhandle.
Yes. I'm going Idaho State.
Wow.
To stab New Mexico with the panhandle. Because remember, Idaho State, it's representing the whole state.
Oh.
So anyone from Idaho can play. That's how it works.
I forgot about that clause that they put in the rule book. Anyways, Lindenwood versus App State.
Okay, hold on. I want to talk more about that real quick. So Idaho State, anyone from Idaho can play. But if you see New Mexico, it's just how is the state of New Mexico supposed to play football? Like what? That's why there's no line, because this game is impossible. They're gonna forfeit because it's a state. There's gonna be no one to field. All right, sorry.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, one more thing. No, I'm just kidding. Can we move on, please? This is taking way too long.
Lindenwood versus App State. No line on that one. App State had no trouble against Charlotte. That leads me to believe they won't have any against Lindenwood. You picked Charlotte in that game.
I did.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta pick Lindenwood here. Just continue your App State hate.
I thought about it, and I'm gonna decide. I need to, I'm a man of God. I need to let my enemies. I need to forgive my enemies.
That's really honorable of you.
Yeah, I'm forgiving App State by picking them.
I'm sure everyone there is going to be really excited. The city of Boone, North Carolina is throwing a block party right now just because you picked App State. Kansas versus Missouri. People are very excited about this one.
I'm excited because Bo was really good. We saw two passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 100 rushing yards, 300 passing yards. It was a great game.
Bo Prabula looked really good against
He looked
Clark.
amazing.
He looked really good against Kark. But the problem about Kark is that they're Kark. Central Arkansas, for those who don't understand the slang. Both teams are on a warpath right now. Kansas has let up a combined 14 points in their past 2 games. A touchdown to Wagner, a touchdown to Fresno State. I think that this is a very evenly matched game. Missouri gets the boost for being at home. I don't think that their home field advantage matters a whole lot. And I think that Kansas is just a little bit better than them.
Whoa, you're not going Missouri?
So, I don't believe in Bo this early in his starting career. He's only started a few games. What, only one?
No, he started. He probably started for Penn State at least one game. I'm trying to remember.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
He played a lot.
Don't matter. Yeah, he played a good amount. I'll give him that. They loved using Bo in that offense for whatever reason. I'm not a hater on Bo Verbula. It's just, I got to root for Kansas here because that's my pick. Jalen Daniels experience. I'm expecting a big game from Emmanuel Henderson.
You're going to be let down.
I'm sorry. Kansas.
Yeah, you already know my pick.
Yeah,
I already blurted it out.
You love doing that, huh? Do you want to give your...
North Texas. No, I'm just kidding. Let me think about it. Yeah, North Texas.
Okay, so we're moving on. You didn't want to talk about Kansas, Missouri?
Oh, I already did.
You did?
I gave you Bo's stat sheet.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I kind of tuned it out. North Texas versus Western Michigan. North Texas favored by 9.5 points. North Texas is my darling to win the American this year. I don't know if I picked them. I think I picked Navy, but I picked North Texas to face him in the championship game. Mestamaker, pretty good. They killed Lamar. And that's really bad for my fantasy team because now I have to start Dak Prescott. So...
You don't have to. You can just not play a quarterback.
I just dropped Justin Fields today for Dak Prescott.
You can just not play a quarterback.
Maybe I'll just pick up like Chico Okonkwo.
He could probably play quarterback.
He might have that secondary position. I'm sure he could play it if he wanted to. Western Michigan couldn't score on Michigan State. That's fair. But I'm still going North Texas.
All right, I'm going North Texas, but for different reasons.
Oh, okay. What, is it because of the panhandle at the top?
You wish. So, Michigan, it's by a lot of water. Agreed?
Yeah.
Texas, they got the Rio Grande. They got the... Are they touching... Yeah, they're touching the Gulf a little bit.
Yeah.
Like not as much
a lot.
Water. Not as much
Ever
water.
heard of Galveston?
Not as much water.
I mean... Probably a good amount.
Hold on. Whoa. Sorry, I'm really passionate about my directions. But
something like Google Maps would say.
So, amount of water directly impacts how well you perform in
Really?
game. Yes, it's a study done by me. Because if you really think about it, the more nutritioned people will have higher nutritioned offspring, and if you're around more water, water gives you that. If you have a baby when you're like malnourished and like dehydrated, it's gonna come out. It's not gonna be able to be 300 pound and boomstick you.
Okay.
That's why I'm going Western Michigan with the water.
Right, they get the water bonus. Again, I missed that part. Wow, we're going head-to-head on a lot of these for no reason. Miami of Ohio
I just gave you
10
minutes of my reason.
Yeah, sorry. Miami of Ohio versus Rutgers. Rutgers favored by 14.5 points. Great game against Ohio Rutgers had. They beat Ohio, which you didn't think would happen.
Nope, because it didn't happen. It's fake.
Okay. I want to pick... So, Miami of Ohio, in my eyes, at the beginning of the season, was better than Ohio. And then they played Wisconsin. And DeQuan Finn looked terrible. So I can't back them. I can't back the MAC. Give me Rutgers. Again.
You know me, not a big fan of the MAC. Big fan of Big Ten football. That's why they call it Big Ten.
Well, I don't know why the 10 part, because there's not really 10 members of that conference anymore.
No, the 10 actually stands for something else now. 10 stands for the tens placed in decimal points.
Because the number of teams is it goes up to the tens place.
No, because it goes into the decimal points because UCLA counts as half a team.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
Shout out to my Bruins.
That's not a shout out. That's a stray.
I don't care. Give me Rutgers.
Okay. Ole Miss versus Kentucky. Ole Miss trotting out Austin Simmons last week, threw 2 picks against Georgia State. What are we doing? Hello?
I'll tell you what we're doing. We're winning.
Wait, why'd I pick? No.
Wait, nope.
I didn't want to pick them. I did not want to pick them.
Nope, you picked Kentucky.
I did not want to pick Kentucky.
He picked Kentucky.
I did not want to pick Kentucky.
This is on the record.
It's not. It's not on the. I just changed it. You had no problems with it. Well,
Yeah.
you did have a problem with it, but you let me. So I say it's the same theory with Miller Moss and Louisville. If you just feed the running back Juan Lacey, formerly of Mizzou, they should be fine. Calzada's awful. I hate Kentucky this year because Toledo didn't beat them. Give me Ole Miss. Because I'm hate watching Kentucky for the rest of the season.
You know what?
Wildcats.
I'll hate watch with you. Kentucky was really mean to me.
They steal your lunch money?
They bullied me. So I like Ole Miss because they're red and blue, and not just blue. Go Ole Miss.
This is why you subscribe, guys, because you get really high detail
Who else?
analysis.
How would you have figured out about the water strat and the Idaho State clause if you weren't subscribed?
All right. Texas State versus UTSA. UTSA scored points against Texas A&M. That's great. They let up a lot of points, but I don't think they let up more points than Texas State did to Eastern Michigan. But like Eastern Michigan's points should count like 4 times the amount that Texas A&M's did, because newsflash, they're a directional Michigan. You shouldn't let them score if you're Texas State and you want a chance at winning against one of the best in the American, UTSA. The line is 4.5. I'd take 3 times that. UTSA by a lot.
All right, so Texas State, TSA, Battle of the Ages. San Antonio, you know what Chuck said about San Antonio. I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah.
It's a huge, huge play in the game. And you know what? I think it gives them the edge. I know the whole state of Texas can play on Texas State, and that might sound good. It's not really the best, so I'm going to go UTSA.
Controlling the narrative when it fits them most. Here's Buffalo. St. Francis of Pennsylvania, not of Brooklyn. They disbanded all their sports teams. St. Francis, Pennsylvania, they're just going down to D3. Versus Buffalo. I want to pick St. Francis PA because of their incredible 2024 as a collective sports program, both the basketball and the football. But they didn't score against ULM. And then you got Roberson, who I mentioned in my notes. Clearly forgot I did that. He'll just do barely enough to make this a comfortable win for Buffalo. I'll go with Buffalo.
All right. So, Buffalo, what does it make you think of?
The Wings.
Exactly. Wings, Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings. Who's on Team Red Bull?
Max Verstappen.
Yep. He's going fast. They're speeding to the finish line, just like Buffalo will speed to the finish line.
Wow. There you go, guys. Oklahoma State versus Oregon. Big game here between 2 Big 10 and 12 teams. Dante Moore showed a really, really great game against Montana State. It was no pushover. Nothing to sneeze at. And Oklahoma State scored 27 on UT Martin, who has a great FCS defense, like I told all 5 of you, last week. I was tripping. Oregon.
Oklahoma State sucks. There's no two ways about it. They haven't been good since the Barry Sanders days. Give me Oregon.
Ollie Gordon's pretty good.
Ollie Gordon was horrible.
Not last year, but the year before he was.
Doesn't matter.
Bowling Green versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 21 points. Neither team showed anything overly outstanding or overly disappointing. Bowling Green had their second kickoff touchdown to kick off the season in a row. That's a really weird stat, but it happened twice. That's incredibly improbable, but when you're playing Lafayette, you kind of come to expect it. Sorsby's enough to beat a Mi'kmaq team. Give me Cincinnati. A mid-American team.
Cincinnati, Bowling Green. Bowling Green almost beat Penn State last year. That was a little scary.
Yeah, but they don't have Ballsack at quarterback anymore.
Let's be nice.
Its name was... It was Baselak, but...
Let's be nice. Let's not call each other names. We're grown up here. Cincinnati, known for their Bengals.
Among other things.
Yeah, and also known for being one of the more irrelevant popular cities in Ohio. So I'm going to go Cincinnati because they're not going to see it coming. And Bowling Green, was that like a bowling team? Like, come on. We're playing football here. So let's just grow up.
Fresno State versus Oregon State. This is an absolute buy low spot for Oregon State. They're only favored by 3 points. They're going to win this one by like 20 plus. Sure, they didn't look good against Cal with their true freshman quarterback. And that was one that we went head to head on. But at the end of the day, E.J. Warner's only here because of his last name, and he throws picks after picks after picks. And they beat Georgia Southern by a lot last week. But E.J. Warner still threw 2 picks in that game, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know if he threw a touchdown. It's going to be Oregon State, and it's going to be by a lot.
All right. Gonna pick Oregon State here. I'll tell you why. I'm a big guy of sympathy. Sympathize with Oregon State, being the loyal to the Pac-12, sticking around. They could have left. Actually, no one offered them. But they could have probably gotten offered. They begged hard enough, but they wanted to stay. They wanted to rebuild the Big 12 from the ground up. Pac-12. Oh, well, Big 12 probably needs rebuilding. But yeah. So, Oregon State wins.
Nice. We've been in concurrence for a few of these so far, and I hope that we'll be in concurrence for this next one. Austin Peay versus Georgia. No line. Good job, Austin Peay. You beat Middle Tennessee State by a lot. We'll get to that in a moment, because I have something to say about Middle Tennessee State. I mean, Georgia's got Tennessee and Bama after this, who... Last year, that would have been awful. This year, who knows? Austin Peay is not going to go 2-0 in FBS play. And definitely not against Georgia. Give me Georgia.
So, it's honestly a tough decision here.
Really?
I mean, the state of Georgia versus a guy. How are they even supposed to play the game?
It's a governor.
Governor. All right, but... There is something that the state of Georgia has that Austin Peay doesn't have. Water. What did I say about water? Water access. Being landlocked is not good.
And you know where Austin Peay is?
Yes, but the man is landlocked. He is on land, which means he doesn't have direct access to water at all times. Georgia does.
So, but what if he has pipes?
Well, then he does he have water constantly touching him? No.
I guess what if he's in the bath?
Well, then he'll have it touching him for like 30 minutes.
What if he takes a forever bath?
Well, then he'll die of hypotonic cells.
Okay.
I think I said that right. I don't know.
We don't have any. Do any scientists in the?
Okay, you don't need to be a scientist. You just need to take AP Bio.
All right, man. Are you picking out? Does that mean you're picking Georgia?
Yes.
Okay. Big in-state matchup this week. East Tennessee State versus Tennessee. No line on that one. East Tennessee State actually not a bad FCS team, but I'm still picking Tennessee.
Tennessee looked okay. I mean, I'd say they look better than okay. They beat Syracuse, a decent team, by like 25. So give me Tennessee. Joey Aguilar, screw him. But like I said, trying to be more forgiving.
This is great, man. Troy versus Clemson. Close loss to LSU last week. The defenses on both sides actually looked very solid in that game. Klubnik did not. Gonna need a little bit more from him if I want my natty pick to go through. Antonio Williams leaves on the first drive of the game. I love an update on him as soon as possible. Then again, that shouldn't really affect the outcome of this game. Give me Clemson.
When you think of Troy, what do you think of?
Trojan Horse.
Nope. Troy Bolton, High School Musical. What was Troy's one weakness? He couldn't handle the pressure. He needed Gabriella to help him handle the pressure. Gabriella, do you see Troy and Gabriella? No, I see Troy versus Clemson. They're gonna choke. I think it's gonna be like Duke Elon. They're gonna start out pretty close, and then Clemson will run away with it because they're soaring and flying. There's not a star in heaven that they can't reach. They're breaking free.
Okay, man. Clemson.
Yes.
Grant,
was that not obvious?
Okay, we're getting
Maybe
in the dead zone here.
I'd rethink it if it said Troy and Gabriella versus Clemson.
Maybe you got to talk to the athletic director.
Okay.
If you want. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about this next one. About this whole run, really. It's been a lot of awful games.
Oh, the next one's a doozy.
Grambling versus Ohio State. Big win versus, that should say, Texas. They get to take a week off. They can just play the subs and they'll beat Grambling. Give me Ohio State. Wait, what? What the?
Whoa, no. No, I believe that says the pick, Grambling. I don't think you can do that.
I was clearly not thinking.
All right, look. What did I tell you my occupation was earlier?
That you're a professional balls eater.
No, what? I'm a professional risk taker.
Oh, that's right.
What is Grambling? Gambling. Now look, I'm a gambling man. I like to dabble once in a while. But the smartest gambler, the ones I know, 99% of gamblers quit before they win big. But I already did that enough with the Idaho State. So I'm gonna go Ohio State just to secure my bag so I can gamble more later.
We're gambling with Grambling. All right. Well, I put them on. Do not watch this game. Watch last week, and it's another one. Bryant versus UMass. No line. No reason to watch this game. This will be a close one. There's no hope for UMass. They got killed by Temple. And New Mexico State was held to 9 points by Bryant. Yo, UMass sucks. And as much as I hate Bryant for eliminating UMBC from the tournament in basketball last year, give me Bryant. I'll call upset.
Yeah, I'll just pick the opposite here just so I can get an easy win on you. I think you're an idiot, and I think you shouldn't be able to be on this podcast. You don't even have great takes like I do.
Right, and that's why who is leading the all-time series?
That's because I wasn't trying. I think you've heard my takes this week. You can tell I put in the work this week.
Yeah. You've definitely taken some unorthodox approaches to some of these games. Delaware versus Colorado. It looks like it's a battle of the drip and aura for Colorado.
Shut up.
Unfortunately, Colorado will overwhelm Delaware with their drip and aura from Deion Sanders. Delaware led up 17 points to the Misfits, who shouldn't have any sports programs. Give me Colorado.
Colorado, they probably got that 6-7 drip aura. Probably gonna win this game by 6 or 7 points.
No.
You know why Colorado's gonna win? How many points do you get when you score a touchdown?
6.
And how many points?
7.
How many points do you get when you score the extra point?
7.
6-7. They got aura. They got drip. They got Riz. They got Giots. So we're gonna go Colorado. It's an easy pick.
Gardner-Webb versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech did not disappoint me last week against Colorado.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. You said that like you've been on the train.
No. I said that because I just hopped on last week. I'm like, good job.
Well, you can't act like you're a part of the group.
I was expecting disappointment.
Oh, they didn't disappoint me last week. I've been friends with Haynes King his whole life.
Listen, man, they beat us in they beat us in some bowl game. I think it was the Gasparilla 2 years ago, and all the people on Twitter were acting like it was a Super Bowl. So I hate Georgia Tech.
If you want a bowl, go upstairs and get a bowl. Let's hurry up.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Talk about the game.
All right, I got this. All right, I'll take it over here. I'll read. Oh no.
Oh, okay. No.
Wait, no. I got this.
I'm bowl watch this week.
No. Oh, I got this game in the bag. All right, Navy UAB. Big Navy guy. The Go Navy beat Army. Love the GOAT. Go for the GOAT. I forgot what GOAT we're on at this point. Big Annapolis guy. Don't give two craps about UAB. Who even are they? Navy scored offense. Navy has a great offense compared to Army. Army was embarrassing. Army shouldn't be in the league. Navy's better than Army. UAB, I don't like how their 3 letters are put up against each other. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. Just give me Navy by 22 points.
All right, I found a bowl, but it was really disgusting. So, UAB, they almost lost to Alabama State, and that is just not good. You just can't do that. And like Navy, they put belt to ass. Sorry, guys. Against VMI. And Navy by $1 billion. I don't know why it's 21.5. It should be like 42. UAB sucks. Fire freaking the dude, Dilfer. Northern Iowa versus Wyoming. Wyoming just shut out the Zips of Akron. And Northern Iowa, although they are high, I don't know if they're ranked. I think they're receiving votes in the FCS coaches poll. They're long removed from the days of Kurt Warner and David Johnson. So, give me Wyoming. Give me the Cowboys.
All right. My expert pick. This one, you could take this to the bank. I know this is not really conventional. No one's really doing this right now. I'm going against the grain. I'm going Wyoming. No one's picking them. Wyoming is a week removed from shutting out the Zips of Akron.
Hey, no, that's what's my notes.
Northern Iowa is long removed from the David Johnson days. The pick, Wyoming.
Okay, you're just stealing my notes. Well, that's real fun and dandy. Okay, it's time for my Middle Tennessee State rant, which I never thought I'd ever be saying. I got to be the first in my bloodline to say that.
I said it the other day.
Really? Okay. Middle Tennessee State should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, you have one of the better quarterbacks in the Conference USA in Nicholas Vattiato, and he just looked so bad. He looked Alabama State bad. He looked Arkansas Pine Bluff bad. He looked Bryant bad, okay? This is awful. He is awful. They should be ashamed of themselves in Middle Tennessee State. Austin Peay is just not a good team, and they lost by like 3 scores. Are you kidding me? Wisconsin.
Shout out my boys in Wisconsin. They're also near some water.
Yeah. All right. West Virginia versus Ohio. We're going to try to get through these quicker because we're already at an hour. That's worrying. So, last time out, Ohio nearly upset. They scared Rutgers a lot. They almost beat them. Unfortunately, it's a one-man show over there with Parker Navarro. And now Ohio's home against West Virginia. And, I mean, hypothetically, if West Virginia's a worse team than Rutgers, you'd back Ohio here. That's why the line's so close. It's 3.5, but I'm going to go with West Virginia. I think they're a better team. They're going to beat a MAC team.
The question is, who's better, West Virginia or Rutgers? Or is West Virginia better than Rutgers? Then yes. So West Virginia wins.
Okay. This is a big game.
Oh, yeah.
USF versus Florida.
I like both teams. Oh, not usually, but
I hate both teams. Like, as teams, as organizations, I hate both. So I had to pick one. And as long as Billy Napier is still coaching Florida, they're not doing anything special. And that's just what they're going to have to live with. And this loss needs to happen if Florida wants a chance at developing Lagway and becoming a natty contender again. So, go Bulls. South Florida. 17.5-point dogs. I don't care. Give me USF. Byron Brown showed me flashes, and I'm just going to run with it.
So, I think people are overrating the game against Boise. Boise's ass.
That's fair.
They had that shiny 25 next to their name. Or 24, whatever it was.
I think it was 25.
But let's be honest, they're nowhere near there. They're terrible now. I don't count that as a top 25. I mean, on the score sheet it is, but...
I don't think you should count as a top 25 win. I don't think Boise State was all that good. I think we've already went over this, but...
And I think Florida is good. Florida wins. As much as I love Byron Brown, I can't see them winning.
All right, Jackson State versus Southern Miss. Southern Miss is going to win that one pretty easily.
Yeah, they don't got Shadur no more.
No more Dion, any of that show. So Southern Miss. Arkansas State versus Arkansas. Now, Arkansas favored by 23 points here. I really want this to be a close game. I want this to be like 42-41 by the game end. I know it won't happen. The offenses are probably on different tiers. Arkansas State's a good Sun Belt offense, but Arkansas is a good SEC offense. So as much as I love Jalen Raynor, it's going to be an Arkansas murder.
Okay. Yeah, Arkansas easily wins this. I don't know. Do you feel like... I feel like every time I see an Arkansas scoreboard that they're always They always score like 30, 40 points, but they're always losing by 30, 40 points. Or not by 30, 40 points, but like the other team also scores. Like,
Sorry.
what are you doing?
Sorry, man. Go ahead. You keep talking.
No, I asked you a question.
Oh, what'd you ask me?
I asked you do you also, like, every time you look at, like, an Arkansas scoreboard, they always score, like, 30, 40 points, but they're always, like, losing.
Yeah,
By,
that's true.
Like, teams that score 40, 50 points.
Yeah, it's always a shootout when you come to Arkansas. Pew pew. You got Arkansas?
Yeah.
Okay. Sac State versus Nevada. Who was I trying? My mind was scrambled for this one. Because I had them losing to Sac State, and that didn't happen. I don't even know why I put that. Or not Sac State, San Diego State. That's probably where it got. It was South Dakota State. That's okay. So I put SDSU, and it completely slipped my mind that I'm talking about South Dakota State, not San Diego. Okay. Sac State versus Nevada. No line on that one. I mean, Nevada is a sorry franchise, like most of the Mountain West at this point. They ain't good. They should have lost. They should have only scored 3 against Penn State. They lost 20. Sacramento State lost 23 to South Dakota State University. Now it's all screwed up in my brain. They held a blue chip FCS program to 20. And I think South Dakota State is better than Nevada. And I think that there's a possibility that they hold them to 10 or less. And I think that Sacramento State can put up enough points against Nevada to pull off the upset. I'll go Sac State.
Yeah, I mean, Nevada couldn't even score against, like, the Penn State third stringers. And I do want to. I want to go for the. I want to pick as many FCS teams as I can. So I'm gonna go with Sacramento.
All right. We are in concurrence. Utah versus Cal Poly. No line. Finally, Utah. You get ranked. Been a minute. They were ranked last year at the beginning of the season, weren't they?
Yeah, they were like top 10.
Yeah. And then Cam Rising, reminded everyone why he shouldn't be playing college football, and thankfully is not anymore. This is a sleep game. I mean, Utah, they shouldn't have any issues with Cal Poly.
Agreed.
NC Central versus ODU, no line. ODU versus Indiana was a game I did not watch, but produced plenty of highlights. And Old Dominion, they didn't completely wet the bed against Indiana. In fact, they kept it pretty close. So they should be able to take care of NC Central.
I know I said I wanted to pick a lot of FCS teams, and ODU isn't the greatest, but they're better than Nevada, so I'm just going to go with them. And in honor of our first guest picker.
Oh, yes. Who we could not bring on the show today. Well, we could have asked him, but it slipped my mind. Missouri State versus Marshall. Marshall, 10.5 point favorites. It was a bad week for both sides last week. Marshall lost big to Georgia, as expected. Missouri State lost huge to USC. And Missouri State's going to have to show me something before I pick them in an FBS game. I'll give Marshall, even though they... yuck.
I want to be there. I want to be in the fandom when Missouri State gets their first win. So I'm going to pick them because this is a winnable game.
It is a very winnable game against the Marshall team, who is probably shouldn't be favored by 10.5, but we don't know what to make of Missouri State yet. FAMU versus FAU. I did not expect Caden Veltkamp to struggle that much against Maryland. 4 interceptions, only 1 touchdown, and one of those was like a wasn't even trying pick six. He was being sacked and he just gave up the ball. FAMU, one of the better HBCUs, very common to see them in the Cricket Celebration Bowl, but I still trust in Camp to take care of FAMU. So, FAU.
This is going to be an FCS heavy pick for me. Wow. Picks for me. So, Florida A&M, like you said, they're always in the Cricket Bowl. I remember watching them last winter break. I'm going to pick Florida A&M because FAU is buns.
Interesting. Texas Southern versus Cal. I got completely embarrassed by JKS and the Cal. What? Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Golden Bears. That's embarrassing that you don't remember that.
I kept trying to tell myself it was the Grizzlies. The Golden Grizzlies. I'm not entirely sure where that came from.
Isn't that...
Who's the Golden Grizzlies?
I know there's someone.
Is it North Colorado?
Yeah. Wait, they were in March Madness, right? Hold on.
Okay, you look that up. Yeah. This is not my job. They played Texas Southern, obviously much worse than Oregon State, who they took care of. I'll hop on Cal.
Oh, it's Oakland.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Horizon League. Right? Oakland?
Yep.
Yeah, Horizon. Texas Southern versus Cal.
Oh, Cal.
Okay. Campbell ECU. ECU. I mean, great game last week against NC State. Did about as good as I thought they would. NC State won by doing absolutely nothing in the second half. So, I'll go with ECU over Campbell. No more highs Malik Williams.
ECU, they're a pretty depleted team, but they're still a mid-level FBS team, so I'll go with East Carolina.
Tulane versus South Alabama. Interesting game here. Tulane favored by 11.5. Many say that Tulane is the class of the American because of Jake Retzloff and everyone else. I'm a bit hesitant on Jake Retzloff. I think Mensa was the better quarterback. They don't have Mekhi Hughes anymore. He's off to Oregon. But Summerall is a better coach than Applewhite, and Applewhite is the heart of South Alabama because they don't got Gio Lopez anymore, so they're just running on the power of friendship. I'll go Tulane.
In honor of Michael Pratt, I think I gotta go Tulane. Give me the wave to wave the...
Goodbye.
No.
Oh?
To wave the Michael Pratt flag.
Oh.
In the stadium because they're gonna retire his number. Did you hear that?
I did not hear that. Really? Yeah. Is that really happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Worse than the shit retire.
Oh man, did Michael Pratt get preseason snaps?
I doubt it. I think he's gone.
Oh, what? Okay, whatever. All right, big rivalry matchup here: South Carolina versus South Carolina State. Southern Cal. Give me South Carolina.
This is gonna be a surprising pick, but give me the second place runner in the new Week 2 Heisman voting, Lenoris Sellers. He's number 2 now.
This was a surprise pick?
Huh? Oh yeah. Well, everyone thought I was gonna go with South Carolina State because it's the whole state.
Oh, right. The rule. Sorry. Houston versus Rice. Houston only favored by 11.5. I mean, Rice showed us that no QB, no problem last week. I mean, QB play was buns. They didn't really have a QB there, and they still won that game. No idea how they pulled that off. But Houston should be a reality check. They are a P4 school at the end of the day. They're a basketball P4 school, but they have a good enough football program to beat Rice. Houston.
Love me my Owls. And Houston, that line's not looking too pretty for them. This is a losable game, and this is a losing game. Who gives a hoot? The Owls do.
Wow. Going head to head on a lot of these games here. As of recent.
That's how you get ahead.
I guess so. Guys, we're at the matchup of the week. It's Western Kentucky. It's Toledo. Toledo favored by 6.5 at home in the Glass Bowl. I mean, it is a shame this is on ESPN Plus. This should be televised on at least ESPNU.
Okay, come on, that's worse.
This is a big game. ESPN Plus?
ESPNU?
Yeah.
No one watches ESPNU.
No one's watching ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus just means it's a higher quality game because you have to pay for it.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with that. This is just erasure of the Maction and the Q-Saction. I don't want to pick a winner here. Because I want both teams... I want this to be a great game. I think it will be a great game. This could very well decide who advances from the group of 5. We've already eliminated anyone coming out of the Mountain West. Western Kentucky is the QSO's only shot, I think. The MAC, I think Toledo would probably be the strongest of the bunch. They nearly beat Kentucky. I should probably talk about that. Very upset that Toledo lost that game because they were close. I'll go Toledo. I think they have it in them to shut down Maverick McIver and that offense, which not a lot of teams do. And this would be huge for Toledo. And they could be the first MAC team in the college football playoffs since who knows when. Since the beginning of the college football 12-team playoff era. All right, make your pick, man.
Okay. Calm down, bro. Give me a chance. All right. Toledo, I know you have them winning the MAC.
Yes.
I have Ohio. Toledo is going to be a good competitor. And I do like them in this game to get the win over the Hilltoppers. I'm sorry, Jack Harbaugh. If you're watching this, Jack Harbaugh.
Sorry, Jack. Now we get right after the best game of the week. Maybe the worst. Army versus Kansas State. Because these two programs are coming off of just the worst performances of the week. Other than that idiot of a franchise, Middle Tennessee State. We won't talk about them anymore. On this show. On this episode. Who can perform worse against FCS Competition Bowl? That's what this is. Kansas State should be 0-2. They were... whatever happened in that game. We watched it here. I have no idea how they didn't try to run out the clock and win that game. I don't know what happened. Army isn't awful.
Army isn't awful. They lost to Tarleton.
Yeah, but Tarleton is 5th in the FCS, okay?
No one cares. They lost to Tarleton.
Army's defense... I'm picking Kansas State.
They lost every good player they had last year.
I know they lost every good player, but the defense remains. It's an Army defense. And I'm still picking Kansas State.
Yeah. It's not like it's going to change.
I'm just giving Army a little bit of hope. I'm just saying right now that I would not be shocked if Kansas State kept rolling down this hill of this. Well, I guess they'll keep using the jet lag excuse. 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the fact.
All right. Who did that last year? FSU. Yeah. FSU used the jet. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Army's absolute ass. Kansas State's also not the greatest, but they're good enough to beat Army, so they're gonna win.
North Carolina A&T versus UCF. No line. Taven Jackson should hopefully give UCF something to shout about. There's just nothing to love about the program at the moment. maybe a 63-3 win is just what the doctor ordered here after the embarrassment that was the game on Thursday. UCF.
UCF's gonna win this one, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be close.
Okay.
It's gonna be like 20-17 or something like that.
No, don't put that. Oh, it's gonna happen too. All right. Long Island versus Eastern Michigan. Awful performance by the Long Island Sharks. They'll get their bag. They'll get their money. Playing Eastern Michigan, and then they'll walk home to the Long Island. Eastern Mich.
They'll walk home.
They'll walk home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you sure they won't ride on their shark?
Yeah, their shark. Their magical shark. They're gonna.
Because we all know Michigan has a lot of water.
Okay.
But okay.
There's probably more sharks than no. That's just a lie.
Love me a directional Michigan. I love Long Island just because of the Long Island, but gotta go Eastern Michigan in terms of skill here.
Big fan of the geography, just how long the island is.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Like the elongation.
Okay.
Of the
like the girth
of the protruding. Okay, let's not take it there. Kids watching this.
No. UNC versus Charlotte.
You're right. It's just Nate, man.
It's just Nate. UNC minus 13.5.
Hi, Nate.
We need to talk about UNC.
I don't want to.
Wow. I mean, I love how they kept cutting back to Belichick after every TCU score. He was just stone-faced.
Yeah, no, like his coordinators were like freaking out.
Yeah, he was just he knew it was over after his first drive. He's like, whoa, what now? Nick Saban might just be 100 times better of a coach than Belichick ever was. And that just might be an understatement.
Whoa. The 8-time Super Bowl? Because Tom won 7. Did he only win with Tom?
Did Tom win his 7th with the Bucks?
Oh, you're right, an idiot. 6-time Super Bowl champion. Bill Belichick.
I can't believe I have to search this up. It's a lot, guys.
It's 6.
8.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, because of the Giants, he was a defensive coordinator.
Oh, that doesn't count. Okay. As a head coach.
Yeah, as a head coach.
We're talking head coach.
Max Johnson should probably start this game. Gio Lopez clearly isn't it. But UNC's gonna win. I mean, if they start Gio Lopez, who knows? But I mean, Charlotte sucks so bad. I don't know why they're only favored by 13.5. Please, just bet the hell out of UNC. Don't listen to me. They're probably gonna lose outright. It's gonna be so bad.
They would lose.
UNC,
this. But Colorado, they played. Actually no, they played a pretty good team and they still beat them. I don't know what. It's Colorado. 2024 Colorado and 2025 UNC are the same team. Overrated quarterback.
Who's the Travis Hunter of the UNC Tar Heels?
Bill Belichick.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So then who's the Dion?
No, I think it's Gio Lopez, but he's the shot. Maybe Max Johnson is the shooter, and Gio Lopez is either the Shiloh because he sucks booty, or he's the Travis Hunter because he plays not both positions but for both teams.
I was actually just about to say that. That's pretty funny. But no, yeah, just UNC.
Okay. Bethune-Cookman versus Miami, Florida. Just give me Miami and run with it.
Miami.
Did we already talk about? Oh, we didn't talk about Notre Dame versus Miami. That was so bad.
It was weird.
It was so weird.
It felt like a dream.
The play calling and the O-line just completely killed the game for Notre Dame. And they were playing so conservative. They fed Jadarian Price more than they did Jeremiah Love, which, to be fair, they're both awesome. But 10 carries for Jeremiah Love just isn't going to cut it. I don't care. He's averaging 3 yards a carry. He's a big play guy. And you're not feeding him. And that's just a problem. And then when you do pass it, it's with CJ Carr, who looked good in that game, but they were just not giving him good plays. He was throwing it 3 yards in front of him. Very conservative. And Miami didn't look good in that game either. I think that they shouldn't have gone up in the AP poll for winning that game. Well, they obviously were going to, but they're not better for winning that game. Anyways, they're better than Bethune-Cookman, so we're going Miami.
Yep.
Memphis versus Georgia State. Georgia State looked like awful, atrocious even, against Ole Miss. And usually in those cupcake games, I take it with a grain of salt, because this is obviously Memphis is not Ole Miss. But Ole Miss isn't even that great. And Memphis is historically a better AAC team. I can't back Georgia State. Memphis favored by 13.5. Give me Memphis.
Georgia State's butt. And Memphis, they had Penny Hardaway as their coach for basketball. That's a pretty big deal for the Memphis, or the Tigers. And John Morant, is also in Memphis.
It's a parade in the city.
It is. Memphis wins.
Northern Colorado versus Colorado State. Ugh. Northern Colorado, above average FCS program. I know y'all don't know that. I just found out.
I knew it.
Okay. Colorado State shouldn't lose to Norco after being competitive versus Washington throughout 3 quarters. This should be a pretty good spot for Colorado State to just wipe the floor.
Look, Colorado State's going to be overrated every year. But they should beat Northern Colorado, and if they don't, then honestly, I'm rooting for Northern Colorado just so we can end the Colorado State hype once and for all.
I think we need to end the Mountain West. Well, we are already ending the Mountain West, but whatever.
Oh, yeah, I think USF just ended the Mountain West with...
Yeah, well, I mean, they're going out with a whisper because all those teams are leaving for the Pac-12, so...
I'm kind of hyped for the new Pac-12. It's gonna be great.
I'm hyped for the new...
it's gonna be great football.
The new Mountain West. New Mountain West might be interesting. Isn't Grand Canyon going to be part of it?
Are they?
It's crazy. They might get a football program. That'll be a diploma mill with a football program. Just lock them up. 2035 Mountain West champs are your Grand Canyon Lopes. Anyways, Louisiana Tech versus LSU. I don't need to explain it. LSU.
Yeah, LSU.
Akron versus Nebraska. We were both on Akron against Wyoming as dogs. They didn't play out of any points. Ben Finley didn't look like himself out there.
Nope.
And I don't know if really Ben Finley's gonna ever do better than that.
Did you see Mahomes leave the Nebraska game early?
I did. I was shocked because I think he's just so annoyed at Raiola at this point.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have shown up if it wasn't Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Nebraska. Good game. Them in Cincinnati. I think we already talked about it. Vandy versus Virginia Tech.
Oh, no, the rerun.
Yeah. Vandy upset VT last year. Revenge spot here. I say Virginia Tech, they can't find an answer right now. Sure, they played a good game against South Carolina. Maybe the final score didn't tell the whole story of the game. There's no Jalen Lane anymore. There's no Antoine Powell-Ryland. There's no... who are their defensive backs? One of them's at LSU now. Doesn't matter. VT's a shell of their former selves. And Pry... No, sorry. Yeah, Pry? Is that Georgia Tech's?
Yeah.
Pry is Georgia Tech's.
No, yeah.
Who is VT's? I get him...
Drones.
No.
Oh.
The coach.
Oh. Pry. Oh, that's... No.
Oh, gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm sorry, guys.
Hold on.
I should know this because Nate complains about him all the time.
Yeah, Brent Pry?
It is Brent Pry?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Key, who is the Georgia Tech coach. They got 3-letter last name, and I confuse them all the time. Brent Pry. I don't believe in him. I don't believe in Kyron Drones. Virginia Tech is just going to keep spiraling. I'm sorry. Last year was the year, and they're not going to live up to the potential. Vandy! By 2 scores.
Here's all I'm going to say. Lane's not there, but Drones still is. That's 2 negatives right there. I'm going to... Drones is turning into the new...
Cam Rising?
Yes. Just stop. Vandy wins.
Arizona State versus Mississippi State. Guys, Arizona State is ranked number 12 in the country.
Yeah.
Favored by 6.5 points against the lowest projected win total in the entire SEC in Mississippi State. And I think that the bookies know something that we don't. Or at least y'all don't. Because I'm sipping the juice. I'm not sipping any juice. I'm actually going outright win for Mississippi State, who looked solid against a solid Southern Miss defense.
Arizona State was my Big 12 champion. I gotta go them.
All right, head-to-head on this game should be an interesting one. Or it won't be. Southern Illinois versus Purdue. I am so ill looking at this matchup. See what I did there?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. Southern Illinois, 15th in the AFC head coaches poll, but I can't bring myself to pull the trigger here. Purdue. Charleston Southern versus Coastal. These teams both suck, but it's Charleston Southern at the end of the day. I'll go Coastal.
Coastal in honor of...
Grayson McCall?
Yes.
It's so sad, man. He was just finding his footing at NC State, too. Ball State versus Auburn. This probably had a line.
Wait a minute, no. Oh, wait. Continue. Hold on. No, continue.
Okay.
I'm doing research.
It's a big line, probably. Auburn had some questions going into the Baylor game, and then everything was silenced after Jackson Arnold ran all over Baylor. I guess I like him against Ball State. I wasn't gonna pick Ball State anyways, but good job, Auburn.
Yeah, it was Grayson McCall. Never mind. Thought I remember his name being something different. I liked Auburn. No, I didn't. Oh, they did fine. They beat Baylor, and they'll beat Ball State. They didn't feed Cam Coleman enough.
That's true. Yeah, 2 watches on.
Yep.
Georgia Southern versus USC. I think that this might just be another one of those matchups for USC. They might beat them 72-0 as well, because Georgia Southern looked terrible against a terrible Fresno State team. USC.
Yeah, USC. It's not going to be close. Whoa, why is... Oh, never mind.
Game of the year.
Whoa, that is not game of the year.
In the eyes of the media this week. Sorry, game of the week in the eyes of the media.
First of all, you said game of the year.
I said game of the year because that's the only thing I'm hearing. Not that this is the game of the year, but this is game of the week, game of the week, game of the week. Michigan versus Oklahoma, Michigan versus Oklahoma. I don't care. I actually hate this game so much. If you're excited for this game and you're not a fan of either team, you're a casual, okay? Because unless you want, I want to see. I guess this is a good litmus test for both teams to see where they are. But maybe I don't want to. Because this is so coded towards an Ohio State versus Texas for last week. Except John Mateer is probably better than Arch Manning and Julian Sayin. Probably.
He is.
And I'll ride with Mateer because he's the only interesting part about either of these teams. Unless Oklahoma got Jaden Ott. I want to see a little bit more of him. They got Jaden out, right?
Perhaps.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Keep forgetting which team it was that Nate liked.
Okay, so people who like this game are the same people who like Texas, Ohio State. And I was one of the people who was hyped for Texas, Ohio State. So, this is going to be a better game than you think.
Ugh.
It's Bryce Underwood's first test.
Oh, yes, but it was also Arch Manning's first test. It was also Julian Sands' first test.
But that was first test versus first test. This is first test versus veteran.
Yeah.
This is going to be more interesting.
Mateer, you could make the argument he was playing at Wazoo.
That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Bryce Underwood was playing in high school.
That's
like,
fair.
Your point is...
See, exactly. It's unproven versus unproven.
He's proven. He's
playing Mountain West teams?
Oh my gosh, not everyone can be a power forward quarterback.
Oh, Garrett Nussmeier versus Kate Klumnick. Tucker Gleason versus Maverick McIver. Okay, Maverick McIver is probably not proven, but he has got so much aura. So, yeah. I went Oklahoma. Where are you going?
Oklahoma. Whoa, wait. Yeah.
Boston College versus Michigan State. So when you're looking at the Boston College schedule, you got to find out, okay, so 6 or 7 of these games have to be winnable because they're going to go 6-6 or 7-5. And you look at Michigan State, and they're probably not in that top 6 or 7 teams, 5 or 6 teams that they play all year. So I'm going to say Boston College pulls off the 3.5-point upset.
I feel like this is just...
And Aiden Childs. Ew.
I feel like this is just a game that Michigan State wins. They win random games every once in a while.
17-10. Yeah, it's going to be ugly.
Michigan State is so...
They make me so mad.
Yeah, honestly, how do you become a Michigan... Like, without going to the school, how do you become a Michigan State fan? Like, what is there to
like,
do?
Their logos be, like, forest green. Come on, guys.
What, like, just like Michigan. I mean, I don't... honestly, I don't like... I like Michigan more than I like Michigan State.
Wow.
Yeah.
ULM versus Alabama. We know what happened in 2007. We don't talk about what happened in 2007. If you're a fan of the Tide.
But we're not.
We are not. I'll clown all over them. Of course... I don't like that they couldn't take care of Florida State because every Florida team got a pretty good win last week, except for UCF and FAU.
And FIU.
No, FIU destroyed Bethune-Cookman.
Oh, you're right.
They play Penn State this week.
Yeah, they do.
I've already basically, I keep thinking they beat FIU last week because Nevada and FIU are just the same team. Let's see. Yeah, I mean... This team with Aiden Armenta is better than their 07 team, and Alabama is worse than their 07 team. Guys, could we be looking at another? No. Alabama. They're 37-point favorites.
They're not going to lose two.
I think this is a backdoor cover, though. Absolutely for you, Ella.
They're not going to lose 2 in a row. It'd be funny if they did. DeBoer would be out of here.
So funny.
Well, they'd
bench Simpson.
They'd have to pay so much to get DeBoer out.
Yeah. Bama?
Yeah. No, I'm going to pick ULM.
Well, not the craziest pick you've made. Actually, it would be. No, Central Connecticut. Okay.
Well, no, but Central Connecticut was playing a nobody.
Wow, UConn. Interesting.
Exactly.
So, McNeese versus Louisiana. If this was a basketball play, you know I'd be all over McNeese, but... I mean, Louisiana sucks at probably both sports. Yeah? I mean, they're not good at football, not good at basketball. McNeese, who knows? They're great at basketball. Surely that translates to their football program. Ask Vandy and their baseball program. Louisiana.
Yeah, I love me some Cajuns.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, the sicko's choice. Not really the sicko's choice. This actually should be an interesting... I'm more interested of a litmus test than Michigan versus Oklahoma. And it's UCLA versus UNLV. Calm down over there. Iam Aliava got absolutely clowned on by Devin Dampier and the boys. The Utes.
Couldn't have happened to a better team.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I was rolling. UNLV showed something against Sam Houston. Calandria didn't look awful. Shockingly, it didn't look like a sustainable win, though, for UNLV. And I think that UCLA, even though they're so bad, they're not going to... This is their Super Bowl, because if they lose this game, they're out of everything. They're out of options. UCLA, because they need it.
Okay.
But I guess UNLV also needs it to beat a P4 program, but UCLA.
You know, we just recently started this podcast, so we're doing a lot of firsts right now, but this is going to be it still will be a first. It will be my first last. It will be the last time I pick UCLA the rest of the season, because they're not going to go defeated. They're going to get a win. It's going to be this one.
I think UCLA's got a really easy opponent next week, so...
Oh. Well, who knows? I might not pick them.
Okay.
So just UCLA,
I'll hold you to that.
UCLA for now. We'll see what happens.
Okay. I'm glad I don't have to go head-to-head on that one, because I hate my pick. Tulsa versus New Mexico State. Tulsa favored by 3.5. Tulsa actually impressed against Abilene Christian, who was ranked in the FCS coaches poll. And New Mexico State struggled mightily against Bryant. So this should be a smash play for Tulsa. I can't believe I'm saying that too, because Tulsa is not a good program. Neither is New Mexico State, to be fair.
I don't like either team. Tulsa is just so bad.
I have to agree.
So is New Mexico, though.
This might be our Temple UMass of the week.
Yeah, and just because... Dang. In honor... I think I said this last week, I don't care. In honor of Johnny Cade, I'll go Tulsa.
I think you did say that. Alright. We're down to the final stretch. UT Martin versus UTEP. No line on this one. Battle of the UT satellite schools, one of Tennessee, one of Texas. This is the battle to determine which UT has the better satellite school. UTEP, unfortunately, disappointed me mightily against Utah State. Didn't show much. Looks like Malachi Nelson shouldn't have been a 5-star to begin with. But if UTEP loses this one, they're shattered, all their CUSA hopes. I think I had them, as a one to watch in the CUSA. I might have even put them in my championship game. I forgot what I did. I'll just keep ingesting the hopium of UTEP and pick UTEP here to beat UT Martin. What say you?
Love me. Oh, okay. I cannot say that. UTEP. Love the logo. UT Martin, they had that really cool play.
Yeah, they did.
And I don't think they'll do anything else. So, UTEP.
If there was a line here, I'd be very interested to see what it was. If it was maybe... I think it'll be a one-score game. I really do. But I think it's going to be 9-6. So bad. Ew. I hate that. Weber State versus Arizona.
Weber.
You're right. Not Chris Webber. Weber State versus Arizona. Weber. Weber State got killed by JMU. They're not going to beat Arizona, who looked awesome last week. I mean, Arizona, I don't know why I didn't talk about them in my Big 12 preview. I might have talked about them. I don't think I did, though. Because I'm still a believer in Noah Fafita. I know you're not a believer
Nope.
in Noah Fafita.
Nope.
But...
Never will.
Okay. What say you? I already said that.
I kind of feel bad for Weaver. They got to play back-to-back FBS, but they're getting their money.
Yeah. So is Long Island. So is Bethune-Cookman.
Arizona.
4 games left. San Diego State versus Washington State.
Let's just zoom through these.
Wazoo. Blatant disrespect on the line here. 1.5-point favorites. San Diego State's still an unknown. I know Washington State's having a down year, but they gotta beat San Diego State. Come on. Wazoo. Stanford versus BYU. Them trees, they suck, man. You see what happened to Hawaii last week against Arizona? Goodness.
Arizona.
That was a Hawaii team that beat Stanford. With a majority healthy Alejado, to be fair. But man, if they're bad. And BYU, they're going to be on the thumbnail of this episode because they killed Portland State 69-0. So you bet I'm going with the BYU Cougars.
I love my Cardinals.
Cardinal?
But because there's not just one Cardinal in the...
It's a collective.
In the Catholic system.
It's not the Catholic system. It's the color.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's like the blue. It's like the Red Sox, but no socks. The red. I guess the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, the Reds.
They should be the card. But then they don't want to be birds. They want to be colors.
Yes, but they can be... They can be both.
Okay, man.
It's like the brown. Like, come on.
That'd be a great idea.
They should do that. All right. BYU. I love the Cardinals, but I'll pick them later in the year, I promise.
I don't think you will.
It's not this game.
UC Davis versus Washington, no line. UC Davis is 5th in the FCS poll. I don't know why they barely beat Utah Tech, who I forget is a D1 program sometimes. Washington. And the nightcap. It's Hawaii time against Sam Houston State. Sam Houston has not played a team that didn't play on week 0 yet. Because they played their week 0 opponent in Western Kentucky? Yeah, yep. Western Kentucky. Who they play last week? They played UNLV last week. And now they play Hawaii. It's a very interesting scheduling tidbit. Alejado re-aggravated his injury and had to exit halfway through the game last week. And without Alejado, Hawaii has probably no chance. Because the guy behind him is pretty bad. Weaver. Ugh. I think that was his name. I hate to go against the Rainbow Warriors, but I'm so invested in Mike Alejado, I cannot ride with Hawaii without Alejado. He might play this game. I don't know if they're going to try to trot him out. I doubt it. I'm going Sam Houston.
I agree.
Okay. So we just didn't go head-to-head after Boston College Michigan State. Okay. What do we do? Do we after the games? We're done? We're just done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
All right. Congrats on making it this far, listening to us yap about states and stuff that just doesn't exist.
Hey, the water and the Idaho State
clause?
Yeah, clause is real. Just wait.
I'll be tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Bye!
Goodbye.